series, starting that first Tuesday in October. Starts at 6:45, goes to 7:45. That also means that Dina's class, that's usually 6 to 7, is now 5:30 to 6:30. We've had some requests for some like earlier starts to the evening. So for the fall, we're hoping to keep the classes that we have, but just kind of like putting things a little earlier. So if you want to like get done a little faster, there'll be more opportunities, more classes. The aerial yoga on Thursdays also is going to be moved a little earlier in the day, so we can have another class in the evening. That's like a vinyasa style class. So new classes to come, beginner series on its way. This Friday night, we have, not this Friday, the 6th, I'm getting ahead of myself. There's an acro yoga class. So acro yoga is yoga on top of other people. So it's like your mat, but it moves and is a little bit unstable because it's people. There's nothing romantic about it. It's like business. You're like, okay, press here, push there, breathe, hold. There's a person on the bottom that's holding, there's a person on the top, there's a flyer, there's a person that's like helping make sure that it doesn't fall over tragically, like that it softly comes back to the ground. And it's great for like teaching communication, working with other people, and just like having fun with the positions we use in yoga. So if you're interested, you don't need to bring a partner. You're not too heavy. You're not going to hurt anybody. And you're definitely strong enough. That's like the gist of it. Those are the things that people ask me. But they're like, oh, I don't know. You'll be fine. All right. Today I want to work on upper back mobility. So upper back mobility is like trying to get out of this place. So if you're in this shape in your upper back, kind of like rounded, think of it like the heart goes back behind you. That kind of happens along with your head coming forward and your chin coming up, which puts like the curve in the back of the neck and gives people that look like the hump back that people talk about. I'm getting the hump that my great aunt had. And I don't know what to do to get rid of that. We're going to be taking those bones that are kind of rounding forward, and we're working on pulling them back in line so that this part of the back gets a little bit stronger, and then we're more mobile. So one of the things that's like really important for that is your ability to use your arms in different positions. So we've been practicing. Elbows come in and then arms pull back, this kind of strength. And that's one part of that mobility, because as long as your arms are rolling in, it wants to take your body into that rounded shape. And if you can get those arms to come out, it's hard to get those arms out without the chest coming up too, especially getting the shoulder blades on the back. So our focus today is just like, how do I get that space moving? As we begin, I'm going to have you guys come to a seated position. You're going to sit up nice and tall. And we're talking about the space of the heart. But sometimes what happens then is people will keep their arch position, but they just arch their low back then too. They keep them rounded up top, but they arch their back and they're like, now my heart is up. But they moved a lot from the low part of their back and still not very much from that upper part of the back. So as you come to your comfortable seated position, with your hands resting on your knees, I want you to just let your shoulders be where they are. That there is a natural curve to that upper part of the back that's supposed to go back. It's when it's excessive that we run into problems. So we just let the heart space sit where it does. Find the evenness, the length in the back of the neck. You take your first few breaths just to land here today. Noticing the quality of the breath, how the air comes through your nose. You use the first part of this class to find space between you and everything else that's happening in the world, including our front desk getting moved. Now your heart space sits in your ribs, and we call it a rib cage sometimes. But that gives the idea that the heart is like behind bars. It's in a cage. And maybe your heart is in that rib cage for protection. Maybe it's recovering from loss or heartache. It can make it feel like there's armor around the heart, that metal cage. It restricts not only our movement, but also our breathing. But cages don't move very well. And what we're looking for is mobility. The idea, rotation, extension, that can come from those places. So instead of a cage, we think of the ribs more like a basket, like the wicker baskets. And those have some movement to them. That our heart can draw back and we can experience profound heartache and sadness. And not get stuck there. That we can feel that heart move forward to lead with our hearts. That doesn't mean that you have your heart on your sleeve, that you're overly exposed or forcing. But that you're able to bring breath and feeling of like a shining bright light. And that space between your heart and your upper back. So you consider where you are maybe on the spectrum today, physically or emotionally. And then fluttering your eyes open on an inhale, take both arms, reach them up towards the sky. And begin to make a few little circles here in your wrists. And then reverse those circles and take them in the opposite direction. Release both arms back down at your sides. Good. Drop your chin down into your chest. Roll your right ear to your right shoulder. And then take those left fingertips and reach them out and down towards the left side so that they make a little stretch in the neck. And you can decide how much that chin moves down towards your chest or your shoulder, or how much it turns up towards the sky, and that will change the feeling of the stretch for you in your neck. Come on back to center, drop the chin down into the chest, left ear goes to the left shoulder. And now the right fingertips find their reach. And the chin can turn down a little bit or up a little bit. And then coming back to center, take a few gentle circles in your neck if that feels good. If it doesn't, shake your head yes. And then reverse the circles, and if you were shaking yes, now you'll shake no. And then coming back to center. Interlace your fingers in front of you. Turn your palms inside out. Round the spine and press those palms forward. So you're trying to push the hands away from you. Round as much as you can in that upper back. Take those hands a little to the left. Press, press, press. Come back to center. Press a little bit to the right. And then back to center. Release the hands. Interlace them behind your back. If you can't get those fingers to interlace, you can grab a hold of a sock or a strap or on anything, parts of your shirt. Bend your elbows as much as you can. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. And then reach those knuckles back behind you. Lifting those arms up as best you can. Chest stays up. Heart reaches forward. Chin comes back in line. Even if that means that my arms don't lift very far. That's okay. Releasing it. Take a few circles in the shoulders up towards your ears, back and up. And then reverse opposite direction. And come back to center. Let's come forward now over your knees, tabletop position. Put those blocks off to the side. Grab those palms down underneath your shoulders, hips over your knees. We're going to be on the knees a little while. If you want some extra padding, we'll take it now. Good, now allowing your chest to drop towards the floor. Your arms stay straight and your shoulder blades come together. So no bending your elbows. Your shoulder blades come together. And then pull your low belly in. So you're not arching in your low back. Hold this position. Shoulder blades together. Low belly in. Arms are straight. Now push the shoulder blades away from each other, upper back lifts, but you're still not rounding like cat pose. We're not doing anything in that low back. We're just moving the upper back here. Shoulder blades come together, and it's actually just your shoulder blades that we're getting moving now. You make your shoulder blades almost touch on your back. Keep your low belly in, don't arch the low back. And then push the shoulder blades away from each other. Good, 2 more times. Shoulder blades come towards each other. We're just seeing how do those shoulder blades glide around that rib basket. And then push them away from each other. And good, come back to center. Take your right arm, reach it up towards the sky. Rotating as far as you can. Open to the side of the room. Exhale, roll your right arm underneath your left arm. Come down on that right shoulder just for a minute. And then rise back up. Right arm reaches towards the sky. Good, exhale, thread it through. Lots of people just try to like keep their chest facing the floor and lay on your arm for like a shoulder stretch. We're trying to rotate that spine as much as possible today. You reach with that right arm through. You're trying to turn your chest from that upper back space. But one more time, bring that left hand back underneath your left shoulder, press up, right arm reaches up towards the sky. Good, and then threading it through, come all the way down as far as you can, and then see how much you can rotate in your upper back space. Take that left hand behind your back, reach for your right hip. Now try to stack that left shoulder on top of the right shoulder, rotating. And then back to center, left hand comes down, press down, rise up, right arm reaches towards the sky. And the right arm back down towards the floor. But this time, left arm reaches up towards the sky, big reach up. Exhale, thread it through under the right arm. See how much you can rotate. You can push to that right arm to find a little more rotation. And then back to center. Rise up, left arm reaches. Good, exhale, thread it through. Upper back, rotates. Push to the arm. How much can you get the shoulders to try to stack? Good, press down to the hand, rise back up. Last one, left arm reaches. And now we thread it through. And stay. So if your left elbow is getting close to your right knee, instead of rounding so much, can you get a little longer in your spine first? So you keep trying to like get longer. And then press down into that right hand to rotate you open a little further from that upper back space. And then take the right hand behind your back. Reach for the left hip. Trying to stack those shoulders. If you can rotate a little bit from right here, this side, yeah. And then this side a little more rotated. Yes, and then from this side. Excellent. And here, rotate. Good. Right arm comes back down on the floor. Press down, rise up, left arm lift. And then back to center, tabletop position. Good. You can sit back towards your heels. Grab a hold of that block. Stick your elbows up on the block. Open the knees up nice and wide. Bring those hands behind your head in prayer. Your elbows up on a block or two blocks. And if it's far enough forward, maybe you get your head to drop through your arm. So we're thinking about how do we get that chest to keep opening up, to keep finding more and more space to drop into. So the first piece is that those arm bones have to externally rotate in your shoulder. And that might mean that you're kind of like trying to hug those elbows in towards each other. And as you're trying to hug them in towards each other, as they're trying to rotate this way, the chest tries to drop down inside that space. Extending those arms back out again, nice and long. And rising back up, brush yourself up, tabletop position. Move those blocks out of the way. We're going to do another round of the shoulder blades come together and shoulder blades away from each other. This time is set at 10. And we're going to hold at the top for 10. So you can do it from a plank position or from a knees down position. Either way, the arms stay straight. The shoulder blades try to come together. And then the shoulder blades try to move apart. You feel like you can do like 100 of these on your knees and you go to a plank position. You can do 5
in a plank position, that's great. Shoulder blades together, shoulder blades apart. Shoulder blades together, shoulder blades apart. I'm gonna add the breathing, shoulder blades together, inhale. Shoulder blades apart, exhale. Shoulder blades together, inhale. Shoulder blades apart, exhale. Shoulder blades together. Shoulder blades apart. Last 5. Shoulder blades together. And apart. What's happening in your neck? Together. Apart. Together. Apart. 2 more. Together. Apart. Together. Apart. And then hold apart. For 10. 9. Lift that upper back. 8. 7. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. And 1. Knees come down, as I know already. Nice work. So, puppy pose. You're going to keep your hips over your knees and reach your arms out in front of you. So, hips go over the knees, arms start to reach out long out in front of you. I want you to think about your elbows turning in towards each other. Come down those elbows, forearms. And then you're going to try to reach through your arms and press your chest down towards the floor. If your chest touches the floor, you can lift your head up. Otherwise, don't be worried about lifting your neck. Reach through your hands and you're trying to grab a marble from underneath the couch cushion. You're just like, oh, it's right there. Good. Now imagine my thumbs on your back, pressing that space down between your shoulder blades. Keep softening in the back. Good. However gracefully you can come out of this, like forward back and be like, oh, have something on your tabletop. You can sit back towards your heels for a child's pose, go back towards a downward facing dog. From wherever you are, you can move around the hips, you can shake the head, roll around your head. Side bend. Just make it feel good. Doesn't matter. Child pose, down dog, whatever. You're just moving to make your body feel good. Come forward now, plank position, push the ground away. When you think about making the eyes of the elbows, turn forward. So when your hands are planted, that has to come from like the forearm and the shoulder. I really want you to think about that upper arm bone. Trying to turn that the tricep back towards your ribs. But now, can you maintain that as you start to press your hips towards the sky? So your arms stay rolling this way. Press through those arms really strong, downward facing dog. Elbows rolling in. So now if I bend my elbows, they bend to the floor and not out to the sides. Find a little bend in your elbows to see. Do they go down towards the floor? Amazing. And straighten it back out. And then again, bend those elbows. Yeah, and straighten them. So press the downward facing dog, elbows rolling. So that elbow pits face forward. Good. Walk your hands back towards your feet. Come into a forward fold at the back of the mat, knees can bend. Bring your fingers now around your elbow, chin into the chest. Let your belly rest on your thighs. Relaxing the tension in the back of your neck. And breathe. Good. Inhale, halfway lift. Hands to your shins, your knees, chest reaches forward. Exhale, forward fold. Good. Walk it back out, downward facing dog. Pressing to the arms, trying to make those shoulders roll so that your upper back is lifted. Your elbows are rolling in, just like puppy pose. What puppy pose is teaching us is how to set those arms. Now, as you press your heels towards the floor, you can bend the knees so your butt sticks up towards the sky. You can press your chest now down towards the floor like you did in puppy pose. Arms pressing, reaching. And then on an inhale, look forward. As you exhale, hop, step, jump, walk, float, stop. Inhale, halfway lift, arch the back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise all the way up to standing, arms up, overhead, a little back. And then your hands back to heart center. So just for the pure fun of it, let's take our fingers and touch opposite shoulders so your arms cross over your chest. And as you stand like this, we're gonna find the amount of back bend that you can do with your arms over your chest. So your feet are maybe hips distance apart. You're gonna squeeze the glutes, lift the chest up towards the sky. Find your back bend. And come back up to center. Just feeling it out. For some of us, that's like, that's so much better. I can go so far and I feel so free without my arms restricting my back movement. For some of us, we're like, oh, I miss the arms. I feel like I'm so much better with my arms reaching. So one more time, with the arms crossed over the body. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, find your back leg. Inhale, back up. Now, both arms reach up towards the sky. Find your back bend, stretch back. Just notice the difference for you. There's no right or wrong. Oh, am I doing this right? Oh, yeah, for sure. Good. Come on back. Where am I supposed to feel it? I have no idea. Exactly where you do. Come on back up to the center. So, 2 more of those. Trying to get that movement in the upper back. Your choice. Arms crossed or arms up. So, when you're ready, your exhale takes you back. Your inhale brings you back in. And then again. 1 more. Your exhale takes you back. Your inhale brings you back up. Come to rest, standing again in that Tadasana. Feeling the feet ground down into the earth, nice and tall to the crown of your head. Not trying to make the ribs like a cage. Locks us in. But feeling that feeling of like a basket, that you're strong. And flex over. On your next inhale, find your back bend. Press those hips forward. Maybe eventually you do like a drop back, wouldn't that be great? Exhale, bring it back up. Forward fold. Take those hands out to the air. Inhale, halfway lift. Arch your back. Exhale, hands down. Step, jump, walk, or float it back. Chaturanga Dandasana. Feel the shoulder blades come together. Inhale, lift upward facing dog or tall cobra. Pause. Feel those shoulder blades squeezing together. And then going down your back. Can you maintain that and still pull your low belly in? So you're not trying to just move from your low back. And then exhale back, downward facing dog. In your downward facing dog, can you make like toes? Let your shoulder blades go together, arch your back, and stick your butt up. You can bend your knees. And then in your downward facing dog, you can make it like a cat dog. You like round your upper back, pull those ribs in excessively, round your back in your down dog. And now coming back to center, can you do cow in your low back? So your butt tips up, heels reach down. And you do cat in your upper back, and then relax in the shoulder. Shake your head, yes. Shake it no. Maintaining this feeling of your low back arching, your shoulder blades, creating that stability in your arm. You press your chest through that stability. Trying to bring your heart to the floor. Good, inhale, look forward. Exhale, offset, jump forward, float, top of the Inhale, upward facing dog, or half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Face ahead of myself. Inhale, rise all the way up. Arms reach up. Find your back bend. Exhale, forward fold. Hands back down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, palms down, step, jump over, float it back. Chaturanga Dandasana, hover if you can. Inhale, upward facing dog or tall cobra. Find all the parts. Exhale back, downward facing dog. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, hop, set, jump off. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise all the way up to standing, arms up, overhead, the back bend. And your hands back. Listen. So good. One more last piece for this. So when we're looking up towards the sky in our cobra poses, we're thinking about moving from all the places, not just from my low back, not just from one piece of my back that arches. I'm also not trying to move just from the very top of my neck. So if I take like my thumbs and reach behind my head, there's like two little like notches that the thumbs fit in so nice you can reach behind your own head and feel like, sometimes they're a little sore back there if you like rub your thumbs and you're like, it's sore. So there's a joint in there and you can move your head just from that joint. And I'm gonna say like, that's a lot of movement from one place. And that's generally not our bag
here in yoga. So thinking about lifting from that place and then bringing my whole neck into that space and then bringing my whole neck back. And I'm trying to use this whole thing to take my chin up. And that's going to feel different than just trying to move on this one spot. So it might feel like from your collarbones, you start to take the chin back. So we'll practice that in our cobra pose. Take both arms up towards the sky, reach up. Take those collarbones up towards the sky, find your back. Exhale as you forward fold, hands to the earth. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, chaturanga dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog, pause. Let's start just pulling the chin back behind your ears. Low belly pulls in, heart pulls forward. Then take in those collarbones and the whole of your neck to look up, still pressing through your arm. And then exhale, make your way back, downward facing dog. Shake your head yes. Shake your head no. Inhale, right leg up in the air, two legs down dog, send the knee, open your hip. Set the right foot through between your hands. Inhale, rise up, high line. Back heel lift it. So take your hands down behind your back and release your fingers, lift your chest. Keep thinking about trying to pull that heart forward and through, forward and through, forward and through. Take those arms back behind you, reaching for the back wall, lift them up and back and up and back and up and back. Good, and then releasing the hands come down, step back, slow lower, chaturanga dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog, take the whole chest forward. Exhale back, downward facing dog. Left leg up in the air, really down. Let the left foot through between the hands. Rise up, high line. Good, bring the hands behind your back. Think about your back thigh rolling in, your front thigh rolling out, so those hips turn as much as possible forward. Lift those arms up behind you. Find that feeling of a back bend. Take your chin and your ears together. Not excessively from the neck. Keep lifting up, finding that back bend here. And then exhale, releasing. Keep the hands back off the floor. Step back and slow lower. Chaturanga dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog or tall cobra. Exhale back, downward facing dog. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, hop step, jump up, look, hop and inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward. Inhale, rise all the way up to standing. Arms come up overhead, your back bend. And return it back to center. Alright, so I'm going to show this, and then we're going to find a spot on the wall to do this. We have plenty of wall space for this group. So, the way this starts is I want to find a place that I can take my arms up the wall. And if my arms turn out, then this is not ideal. I don't want my elbows to turn out. I want my elbows to turn in. Then I'm going to bend my
knees and put my chest on the wall. Slide down a little and then try to straighten my legs. And my chest stays on the floor, or on the wall. The further you walk away from the wall and bend your knees and try to press your chest down and slide, the deeper this back bend gets. You feel all the adjustments. Over that. Okay? So, start in close, chest against the wall. Elbows roll in, arms lift up. Bend your knees, tiny bit. Slide down the wall a little bit. Butt sticks out behind you. Yep, just like puppy pose. Think it's like almost like a little puppy pose. And then you try to straighten your legs. You keep your chest on the wall. Keep the arch in your low back. And then if you're like, well, that was nice, maybe you go back a little further. So your butt goes back behind you. Judy, stick your butt up behind you. Bend your knees. Yeah, now keep all of that, but just, yep, bend your knees. Stick your butt behind you more. Walk your feet in a tiny bit. Good. Now, keep that. Keep your butt right where it is. And try to straighten your legs, but your butt stays out. Yeah, I feel like it's like, that's what it is. Then you know you're in the right spot. Keep going that left arm in more. Left arm, yeah. So, go back. Chest is against the wall. So walk your feet in more. Walk them in more. Good. Now, chest is against the wall. Now, keep your butt right here and straighten your legs. Well, that's right. You just think about trying. That's when you know you're in a good spot. That's when you're trying. Yeah, because if you weren't trying, it's perfect. Good back bend. Good arch here. See how strong this is? Yeah. Good stuff. Good. Then come on up. Take a little break. Ooh. So things that are like, oh, that was not good, right? Are like a feeling of like dizziness, like, whoa, that was a lot for my head. Not so great. Numbness in your fingers and arms. I was pinching some nerves in there. Not such a great one. Need to make some adjustments. Any ow in my back. Other than a granite. Okay? So this builds towards chin stand. Right? And like being here with the legs up. Not the shoulders in, but on the front of your neck. We're not doing that today. I'm just trying to create some upper back mobility. Alright? Come tomorrow, we'll add this onto arm balances. Right? Upper back with arm balances. But for today, we're going to give this one more go. So if you feel like a little closer would be better, the things I really want you to think about: elbows turn in. It's your arm bone that's rolling out, but you could think about your elbow moving in and then reaching back. Chest coming towards that wall. Slide down the wall. Chest stays on the wall, butt stays out behind you. It's like puppy pose. In puppy pose, our butt was up in the air. So bend your knees, stick your butt way back, and then try to straighten your legs, but don't let your butt move. Yeah, so your butt doesn't move towards the wall. Lock your feet in the tiny bit. Bend your knees. Now stick your butt back behind you. Yes. Now keep your butt right where it is and try to straighten your legs. Different?
Are you doing it?
Yeah.
Am I bending the right place?
Yeah. How does it feel?
No,
Not amazing hard, not amazing stretching.
I'm sore.
In here,
Lower.
here,
Lower.
down.
Yeah. There.
All right, bring it back up.
That's weakness here.
It can be. It can also be.
So,
So you guys can come on off when you're ready. And we'll bring it back onto the mat. This time, have a seat. Good, from your seated position, legs extend out long out in front of you. Inhale, both arms up towards the sky. Can you hold that shape? Which is, my arms are reaching up, and I'm still sitting up tall. Good. Now, can you tip your pelvis to start to roll back, where your arms stay, or no, back, we're going the other way, sorry. Tip your pelvis, hold. Keep your chin in slightly. Good. Now tip back a tiny bit more, like 2 inches. Keep trying to rock from your hips, pulling your low belly into a hollow body position. If you're not feeling this yet, you're doing it wrong, okay? Keep trying to roll back a tiny bit more. Then with those muscles that are putting the brakes on, use them to pull you all the way back up to speed in the arms. Sometimes it's hard just to keep the arms up. Ooh, God, they're so heavy. We'll do that 2 more times with your arms. So super tall seat. Start to roll back a tiny bit. Hugging those arms in around your ears. Reach them back behind. Roll down a little bit more. Keep pulling your belly button back towards your spine. Roll back a little bit more. Hold there. And then with those muscles, all the way back. You think bring your arms into you. Yeah. We're going one more time. Ooh. Good. Arms reach up. Good. Lifting that chest through. Tip your pelvis. Reaching with those arms. Push your arms out like you're pushing it out into like an imaginary band. They're not actually going anywhere, just imagine them going out. Then pull your pelvis in a little. They sell like these little hoops that you can put your hands in, they push your hands, but we don't need to. You just imagine them have it. Just roll back a little more. Make that activity, and then use the strength to come all the way back up to center. And good. Inhale, nice and tall. Exhale, fold forward. But I still want you to think about pulling your belly button back towards your spine and forward fold out over those legs. When you get as far as you can, relax your arms, relax your head. Move your neck a little side to side. Good on your inhale. Come all the way back to the center. Good. Bring your right leg in. You're going to cross the right knee over the left knee. Sit up tall. We can stay right here. We're trying to get the knee over the knee this time. So right there. The last time we do ankle on knee, this time it's a knee on knee. Yeah. Good. And we're still sitting as tall as we can. Maybe you're like, wow, this is a great stretch. And maybe you're like, I could sit like this all day. If you're like, I could sit like this all day, you can take the leg that's extended, that left one, and bend that knee. So we're still knee on knee, but now both feet are to the sides. This is like a dealer's choice thing, right? There's no like, I'm better if, right? You're just taking care of yourself. Now, instead of those heels being in, if you're okay here, you can try to take those feet out towards the sides so that it's like ankle, knee, another knee, ankle. And we flex the feet and push those baby toes down. And maybe this is a better place for you. But we're all just trying to figure out where the spot is that's best for us today. Both sit bones grounded down as best you can. Now your right leg is on top, so let's take that one behind your back, and you reach with your hand up between your shoulder
Does it have to go that way? No, it's just the way I chose to do it, so I remember, and we do it the other way on the other side, so. There's no like yoga magic to that, it's just do both sides. Now you take your left arm, reach up towards the sky, and then reach behind your head, and maybe bring your fingertips together. If you have a strap, you put the strap to the top hand, or a sock, and hand it down to your bottom hand, pair of pantyhose, a scarf, whatever you like. You get your left arm to go behind your head. And if you can, you can push your head back into your left arm. Check in with those feet. Make sure that your ankles are active, toes towards your shins, baby toes pressed down. And nice and slow, releasing. Move around. So one option is to just switch the legs. If my right leg is on top, then I'm gonna turn towards the left side, and then I can walk my hands and my feet and end up on the other side. There's nothing extravagant about that, it's just like, either way, we're doing the other side. Yeah, it's just for fun, it's just a smile. Wow, look at that, winding and unwinding my body for fun. So, we start with one leg long, the right leg long, the left leg on top, knee on knee. That feels like I could drive to Florida like this. Then you can work a little deeper. Yes, if you're like, oh, this is intense, no reason to make it even more intense. So right heel can come towards the left, and then the heels are both in. And if that's the same, like you're like, could stay here all day, we can work on moving those feet so that they're in line with the knees. Feet stay flexed, baby toes press down, knee stack, butt cheeks press towards the floor, both of them. So left leg now is on top. So the left arm will go behind your back and reach up the back. And then the right arm can reach around and maybe get those fingers together. And maybe not. Maybe you're holding on to your shirt or a sock or a towel or strap. Or that nice thing that carries your yoga mat. So sitting nice and tall, can you get the right arm behind your head? If you can, you push your head into your arm. Try to stack those knees, press them towards the floor. And then carefully releasing, roll those arms, move them around. And then now play the back out. Maybe a little shake out of the legs. Inhale, both arms up towards the sky. Exhale, forward fold out towards your toes. So if you have a block, you can put the block like after your feet, and then try to reach for the block. If you don't have a block, you can reach like one hand past your foot, and then the other hand past your foot, and see if you can make one hand grab the opposite wrist. If you're like, it would just be amazing to reach my feet, that's also fabulous. We can work towards that. Remembering that a space of the heart, that it can move back, it can move forward. It's that room. Take 2 more breaths, feeling that
rib basket in your back. Expand as you inhale. And soften as you exhale. One more time, rib basket expands in the back. On your next inhale, rising back up to side. Stacking the shoulders, the chest, the chin stays in. Find a little bend in the knees. Reach out, grab a hold of your big toes. Now, what would you like to get those heels off the floor? Probably have to lean back a little bit. Would you hold your toes with your knees bent and balance on your butt? Maybe instead you hold your knees. Chest is lifted. Now we're gonna imagine that we're squeezing a ball between our knees. And then maybe you can free your hands. And then maybe you can reach that foot out long. And then pull it back in for 5. Go down long. And then pull it back in. 4. Out long. Pull it back in. 3. Keep squeezing those knees in. Get out long. And back up. Chest stays lifted. Reach out. Can you keep your chest up? Chest lift, chest lift, chest lift. Shake, 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 shake. Pull it back in. Nice work. Take those legs out wide. Feel your heels on the mat, you can turn. No big deal. We're finding a spot that we can take the legs out wide and sit tall. Good. So take your hands on your hips. I want you to feel your hips rock back so they go behind you. And then rock them forward. Now watch, I could do this just from my upper back like we've been working, but my hips didn't go anywhere. So I put my hands on my hips so I can feel they roll back, they roll forward, they roll back, they roll forward. One more time, they roll back, they roll forward, hold. From forward. Try to lift your heels off the ground. Reach, reach, reach. Wide lift, wide legs, wide legs. Tipping, heels reaching. Release them to the floor. Keep the tip. Keep the activity in the legs. No hands. Start to lean forward as far as you can. Chest leans. No hands. Hands on your hips. Bring on your hips. Now look forward. Come up halfway. Up halfway. Good. Pause. Take your heart forward like we were doing in puppy pose. Back in the next phase long. Now, tip a little further forward. Pause. Chest reaches. Remember that whole like upper back rounding thing? You're doing the opposite of that. Shoulder blades squeeze together. Heart leads you down. Hold. How's the neck? Squeeze those shoulders together. Press your heart forward. The first thing that hits the floor should be your belly. Okay? Then your chest. Then your chin. Not chin down towards the floor. Keep reaching that chest out, out, out. And then all the way back up to center. Nice work. Take those hands on the head. Elbows nice and wide. And the tip over to the right as far as you can. Long, long, long. Maybe you touch the block for your leg. Find your abdominal muscles and then use them to pull you back up to center. Good. Little tip forward from the hips. Even if that means you have to bend your knees or take those legs closer together. To the left. And use your arms all the way back up. Good. Don't be afraid to bend your knees. One more time, to the right. Dip, 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 dip. Find those muscles, use them, pull you back up. Tip, 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 tip from the hips. And all the way back up to the center. Ooh. Now both arms reach up towards the sky. Do you reach? Exhale, tip over to the right. Same idea, but those arms stay alongside your ears. They're longer now. It's harder. Turn your body to face that right leg and forward fold over that side. Now, can you take your ribs on the right side and pull them back? So you turn more over that leg. That's it. So good. And now reach those arms out long towards your toes. Turn from your torso towards in between your legs, so your body turns towards the side. Left shoulder on top of the right shoulder. Hold. Arms are long. Find that engagement in your abs. Use it to pull you all the way back up to the center. Amazing. Last time. To the left. Up tall. Tip over to the left side. Keep tipping, 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 tipping. Pause. Imagine that you're holding a block between your hands. Yes. So good. And then, from that position of trying to hold this block between your hands, you can really find, where that side that is coming from. Good, then turn your body towards that leg and forward fold over the leg. Now you think about the left ribs pulling back. While you reach forward. Round that chest. Thighs stay nice and strong. And then turning your chest one more time back towards the center, arms stay long. So you can hold that block out there in space. Good. Find those abdominal muscles and use them to pull you all the way back to the center. So nice. And loose. Bring those legs back together. Turn towards the front of the room. You're not aware. Both legs out long. Inhale. Arms up to the sky. Don't worry, we're not going back anymore. This time you can forward fold. I want you to squeeze your inner thighs towards each other, the knees towards each other, out towards each other. Toes go back toward your face. And release. And release. Relax the drive from the shoulders. And releasing, come back to the center. Good, rolling yourself down flat onto your back. From flat on the back, draw the right leg into your chest, give it a hug. Oh, taking that right knee all the way over onto the left side. I don't care if you have to roll onto your side to get it done, but I want that right knee on the floor. So take that right arm up towards the sky. You're good, right? You got your knee down on the floor. That's the most important part. We're leading the rotation bottom up. Good. Now open that right arm back out towards the right side, but take your whole chest with you. See if you can rotate from your upper body.
That right knee stays down, that's the anchor, we're trying to rotate from that spot.
Coming up your spine. Doesn't matter. It's not about your hand. Good, come on, back to center. Hand and knee back onto your back. Keep your right leg in, draw your left leg in. And then take the right leg long, keep that left knee in. And then let's get that left knee over onto the right side and all the way down the floor. Your shoulder can lift up too. We're setting this not from the top to the bottom, but from the bottom back up to the top. Left arm reaches first straight up towards the ceiling. And then as you exhale, opening it up from your spine rotating, not just your arm falling off to the side. You find the place you get those shoulder blades on the floor. And then coming back to the center. Onto the back, both knees into the chest. Reaching for the baby toe side of your foot, those knees go nice and wide out to the side, pulling down towards your armpits. You can work towards straightening the leg. Touching the floor with your toes, maybe. And then the other side. What a crazy thing, huh? Maybe both toes touch the floor. Pulling wide and down. Good, and bring those knees back into your chest. And then extending your arms and legs out nice and long for your final Shavasana. I'm gonna say goodbye to our friends at home right now so they can take their longest Shavasana.